Today on Disney Decoded, we'll be talking about the Native American princess, Pocahontas.
Hi, welcome to Disney Decoded. My name is Manu.
And I'm Josh.
We have quite an interesting segment for you today.
That's right, Manu. We're going to paint with the colors of the wind.
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
That sounds great! More on this topic coming from our favorite historian, Sarah Smithsonian.
Glad to be back, Manu. There's a lot more here than what meets the eye. It's a puzzle with multiple missing pieces. It's a conundrum, really. Pocahontas, formerly known as Maratoga, was the daughter of a powerful Indian chief, Powhatan.
Powhatan was actually his title and the name of his tribe, but to say that the English lacked cultural sensitivity would be an understatement. So Powhatan didn't get to be the leader of over 30 tribes by being a dummy, and he quickly realized that 1, the English were pretty clueless when it came to not dying of starvation, and 2, they were useful.
She was very free-spirited and a curious individual. Her curiosity led her to discover John Smith, who was 17 years her senior.
But this was still a relatively calm time. Yes, at one point John Smith was captured by the Indians and had to be saved by Powhatan's daughter Pocahontas, but this was probably all a ritual planned by Powhatan to demonstrate his dominance over the English.
Disney's romanticization is completely fictional, as many have predicted. It was loosely based on Smith's fabricated stories he wrote to entertain himself after he was banned from venturing again.
So what you're saying is that Disney's Pocahontas is actually based on a story written by an old and bored weirdo?
Not quite, Josh. What I'm trying to say is that the story of Pocahontas that we know is absurdly wrong.
Pocahontas never married John Smith, by the way, but she was kidnapped by the English and held for ransom in 1613, and she did eventually marry another Englishman, John Rolfe. She converted to Christianity and went to England, where she became a sensation and died of disease.
So, Sarah, would you say Pocahontas is widely misunderstood?
Definitely, Manu. In fact, she hated being called Pocahontas, as it meant spoiled child.
Spoiled child. That's a little harsh. So, Sarah, why do you think Disney decided to make this movie when they did? For the people trying to look this up on your phone, it's $9.95. Put those away.
Well, Josh, 1995 was a good time for America financially, and Disney was well established by that time. So it appears as though they took a risk and it paid off.
Then, according to this idea, Sarah, do you think Disney's following the protocol or setting them?
Wow, could I possibly phone a friend?
Sure, who would you like to call?
How about our dear friend, Beatrice Bell?
Hello? Sarah Smithsonian? Is that you? How are you?
I'm wonderful. I need your help with an interesting question.
Do you think Disney's following the protocol or setting them?
No problem. Thanks for having me. Why, yes, I do. There were obviously feminist movements before this time, but this movie introduced a strong, independent woman to all the youth who watched it.
Look around you! This is where the path of hatred has brought us. This is the path I choose, Father. What will yours be?
My daughter speaks with the wisdom beyond her years. We have all come here with anger in our hearts. but she comes with courage and understanding. From this
Not to mention, it began a new era in feminism within Disney movies. Pocahontas was the first step to climbing the feminist mountain via Disney.
we need to sing with all the voices of the mountain.
That is quite right. The feminist movement was indeed present. However, it was not well known or mainstream until Disney presented it.
So, would you say Disney started mainstreaming the idea of powerful female lead characters?
Yes, definitely.
Thank you, Sarah. I have a question for you, Professor Bell. Do you think we would have interpreted Pocahontas' story differently if it would have been told from her point of view?
Interesting questions. I would say yes and no, because if Pocahontas wrote her own story, she would have just been another person with another biography. But this way, we have more insight and interest in her life.
So, Professor, are you saying that Pocahontas not writing her own story worked to her advantage and shot her name into fame?
Maybe or maybe not. Since we don't have any idea or event to cross-reference the influence we have had to something else, we may never know for certain. But in my opinion, I would say it both helped and hindered her story.
Now I'm interested. Professor Bell, how would you say it helped her story? Because in my opinion, we will never know the truth. It will always be a third party telling her story. It's like if someone wrote my autobiography. It would never be my point of view. It would always be their thoughts on me.
Let me put you on speaker real quick. As I said, Sarah, it also hindered her story. And I said that precisely because of what you pointed out. By helping, I meant that due to multiple stories and different perspectives of her, scholars and people in general are more interested in her original story and origin than they would have been if her story was rather as cut and dry as an autobiography.
This might be a more accurate song representation.
After John Smith traveled back to England, I helped my people cultivate the fields, for English, French, and Spaniards came to visit, and they greeted us with guns and germs and steel. They forced us into unknown lands of exile. They pillaged, raped, and left us all for dead. So now I'm far more liberal with a weapon.
See you next time on Disney Decoded.